Welcome back to Cadillac High School. Jay Simon, Dan Gussert with you. Big North girls volleyball action. Cadillac Vikings and the Alpena Wildcats. 2 sets in the books, and ever since the 10-10 score in the opening set, Dan, you're the math whiz.
Let's just say it's been a steamroll. That's a lot to count right there for me.
Sure
Yeah,
is.
Cadillac on a roll right now, and you can see a lot better footwork for them, positioning themselves for the next play. Alpena is really struggling with trying to find position, what to do next. They look like a young, inexperienced volleyball team.
Yep, and that is what they are. They do come into this contest 0-3 in the conference, but like you said in our pregame, it's all about trying to pick up experience and learning things, and they've got a lot of very skilled young ladies on that team that with more experience are going to do a great job.
And Coach McEwen mentioned, they work on fundamentals, and right now they're measuring successes, not in victories, in other ways. How do we get better, keeping individual statistics, kind of things that you need to do when you have a young team that's struggling.
I want to thank our sponsors for allowing us to bring this broadcast to you here on 26 Sports and CCTV. They include Cadillac Casting, Pack Mail, Bigelow Supply, Douglas, High Point, Cadillac Tire, Pizza Plus, Bowman & Rogers, Crystal Flash, Vickery Financial, LC Materials and the Concrete Store, the Bear Den Grill, and Ebel's General Store. Our sincere thanks to each and every one of those sponsors for their support here. Game 3 underway as Mary Kate Taylor back to serve. Reeled off 17 straight to start game 2, Dan, and she runs off another one here to start game 3.
That serve was mishandled, and the Wildcats were not able to get it back together, return that ball over the net.
25-11, 25-3 our scores from the first 2 sets. And I think I have to apologize to the Wildcat fans watching this broadcast. I think I jinxed them when I talked about how well they passed early in that first game. They have struggled since then. Taylor looking for that opening. And that float serve, Dan, is just so hard to read. It's tough to tell how deep it's going to come, whether it's going to wobble and drop on you. It's a tough serve.
Very talented at putting that into the right areas, too.
But just watch that thing as it wobbles over the net. Murphy with the swing. Finch into the middle for Christensen, off the arm.
Just when Alpena was able to get a return of the serve, Kylie Christensen quickly hammered one home. 4-0 right now for the Vikings. Another quick start here in set number 3.
Free ball sent over by Precord. Finch slide to Christensen, and oh my word.
There might be a little hole in the floor where that one landed. Kylie's a younger sister. I'm sure she's been battled and beaten up by an older brother like families happen. Her brother Tanner, nice kid. I'm sure you know how that is.
As an older brother, I can attest to that.
I had 2
Absolutely.
younger brothers, and they're gifts.
That's right. Wildcats with a couple nice digs, keeping themselves in this point. Finch will try to send one, and she sends it long. Didn't quite get on top of that one.
Signals that one out. Alpena gets on the board. They trail the Vikings 5-1 here in set number 3.
Murphy back to serve. Ellens back setting for Christensen. She'll send to push it down the line. Into the middle for Mack, and Mack leaves it
did
short.
not get a hold of that one. Nope. She looks a little frustrated.
And it's tough, too, when you're going to do that when you've got a couple of 6-foot-somethings, Kohani and Christensen blocking in the middle. That's a lot of arms. Allie Finch serving. There's Gentry on the outside, and looking for a touch, is not going to get it. But I'll tell you what, I've seen a lot of freshmen. And our 2 freshmen here, Emma Gentry for the Wildcats and Brooke Kahani for the Vikings. Promising futures for those 2 young ladies. Got some great swings. There's a service ace for Finch. Finch closed out game 1 with a 7-point run.
I don't know that she served in game 2.
She did not. They did not get around to her
Didn't
position.
get around to it. Yep.
Kohani with the partial block. And that's another tough one. And that's going to go out of bounds off the Wildcats.
Well, it's a quick 9-1 lead. Kind of what we saw end of the first set and throughout the second. Cadillac just able to roll. We have substitution right now for the Wildcats. Number 12, Shelby Seaver coming in, an 11th grader.
It's libero Tori Gentry sits down temporarily. She'll come back after this service. Mack to Precord, back to Mack, but unable to send over a roll shot, has to send the free ball. Vikings can't do a whole lot with it, but there's an errant pass by Precord, nearly saved by Mack. Desperation from Murphy. Not going to be enough to get it over.
I had a chance to visit with some of the Precords in the crowd today, Eric and Todd. They are brothers of Coach McEwen, and as brothers do, there's a little bit of poking and prodding going on. I asked Todd if he had anything good to say about his brother Eric or anything bad to say about his brother Eric. He said, "How long can you write?" So, as brothers can do.
11-2 Vikings. The freshman Kahani back serving. Partially blocked, dug up. Finch outside for Kapazinski. Splits the block and finds the floor.
So as a volleyball connoisseur, an expert in the game, Jay.
Whoa, well, I don't throw expert around.
What would you tell your team if you were struggling right now, the third set?
Well, right now it would be all about little things. You try to manage the game, say in 3-point chunks, right? You're clearly a little overmatched, and right now you're trying to do the little things right. Good passing, getting a good swing. As there's a kill by Finch, finds the back line. A lot of times, I remember we used to talk, especially when we were facing somebody that was tough, we would say, let's just try to win best of these next 3 points. Let's try to get 2 of the next 3 points, right? And don't look at the bigger picture right now, because that's a little overwhelming when you've lost the first 2 games by a combined score of 50-14, right?
And when you do those kinds of things with younger teams especially, you're building morale, you're building confidence, you're giving them things to think about other than the big score on the scoreboard.
Right.
And it builds skill. And without the kids realizing it, they are gaining confidence.
Yep, absolutely. Got a timeout on the floor. That'll give us a chance to send a little love to Commander Pike, Dakota Pike, our director in the truck, along with Kaylee Buck. Kevin DeLuca, Jacob Fulis, and Rain Johnson-Hill are our camera operators. Wyatt Van Dynen, our camera supervisor. Great crew we've got bringing you this broadcast, as well as football broadcasts. And then in the wintertime, we're going to have hockey for you. We're going to have boys basketball. We're going to have girls basketball. Sports, Dan, blowing up on 26 Sports and CCTV.
Started just exploding for us.
Yep.
Been a lot of fun to watch it grow.
Kylie Christensen drops that overpass into an open spot.
(15-2) Vikings lead here in set number 3. They've already won the first 2 sets. Quite commandingly, especially set number 2.
Emily Dickinson getting some time for the Wildcats, sends that free ball over. Precord for Gentry, overpass, nice dig there, left-handed by Seaver. Kapazinski's push is dug. Gentry again, sends it wide. When you don't get much of an approach, Dan, the key is to get some snap. Get some snap and get some roll on that ball, and Emma's not quite getting that right now.
Yeah, she's a freshman, and, she's got great size, real good strength. And certainly you'll see better from her in 2 years to come.
There's a great kill. Caitlin Schultz drives one on the opposite side. That's the hard part, hard spot to swing for right-hander, tracking that ball across your body to the right hand. But Schultz puts it down, and now we get to see her little jump float.
Vikings had trouble with that in the first set, but not this time.
Nope. Kapazinski with the kill as Christensen with a nice pass. And Kylie Christensen will go back to serve, with the Vikings up 17-3.
That's a part I think that Kylie's added to her game that I see from last year to this year is she's much stronger away from the net.
Precourt into the middle for Seaver. Dug up.
Finch with a great dig there.
Kapuzinski nearly found the middle of the floor, but Tori Gentry with the dig, and then Gentry trying to save it, get it over, cannot do so. 18-3, Cadillac. Christensen with the jump float. Gentry, strong swing, partially blocked, dug up. Kapuzinski trying to answer, finds the deep corner.
18-3. Kylie Christensen heading back by the student body.
Yeah, the Crazies haven't even had a chance to get crazy in this match. Michaela Johns finds the open spot on the floor. Well, I tell you what, that's good coaching.
Yep.
I'm going to give Coach Bryans a lot of credit for that. When you don't have a good swing at a ball and you're going to send it over with two hands, find a corner.
Find a corner.
That's typically where nobody is.
And you do see the Alpena team bunching up quite a bit, especially I think in this last set.
Well, there does tend to be a little bit of creep. Kapuzinski's going to take a seat, and we will see Liz Piles. Michaela Johns with the big swing and the kill. Boy, I don't know what kind of clip the Vikings are swinging at, but I'd say it's got to be about 600, 650. They are really converting.
On a roll. Yep. They are not letting out that gas pedal, as the saying goes.
Haven't been a lot of errors. Not a lot of hitting errors at all. Seaver with a big swing. Finch with the dig. Johns trying to roll that over. Will not reach the top of the tape, and the side out goes to the Wildcats.
I'm not sure if that was net or Shelby Seaver patting that one down to the empty spot in the floor.
Shelby's hoping
we'll give her
whoever
credit
the
for
statistician is for the Wildcats gave her a block. Vikings have to send over a free ball. Back row for Gentry.
That's a nice play from the back row. I don't know that we've seen her with the back row.
Nope.
Spike yet.
Johns finds the corner again. Boy, oh boy, Michaela Johns. I think at least her third two-handed shot to the back corner. Yeah, and to talk about that back row attack, Emma Gentry has struggled in the front row when she doesn't have an approach to get that ball to snap down. By swinging from 20 feet off the net, she had plenty of space and could let that one rip.
Yep.
Seaver with the roll shot, dug up by Kahani nicely. Piles on the outside. Tori Gentry with the dig. Free ball from the Wildcats. Finch to Piles. Dug up.
This is what we saw the first 15 minutes from Alpena right here. They just kind of collected themselves all of a sudden. It's nice to see that.
This is a good point. Nice dig. And the Wildcats unable to control it. Maggie Clark couldn't get quite enough on that last one.
How about that effort by Cheyenne Perkins? Third set, 24-4. You've lost the first two, and she's diving almost into the crowd to get that.
Absolutely. Love it. Slide for Seaver. Oh, thought she found the line. And that is going to do it. 25-4. Our game three. We got so involved in how great those last few points were. Dan, we didn't even notice that the Vikings were on game point there. Yep. So the Cadillac Vikings close it out. 25-11, 25-3, 25-4, and they move to 4-0 atop the Big North Conference. TC Central coming up on Monday on the road will end the first half, and the Vikings will try to close it out at 5-0. We will take a quick break, and we will have some post-game thoughts and analysis coming up right after this.